Hi everybody, it's Gilda. We've taken this little holly tree, just done everything in the world with it. Today I'm going to show you how to do it like this. I've done this side and we're going to do the back side because it's the same thing all over again. So what I did was I base coated it in flat black. Those of you that don't know what my color washes are, you take a little bit of color and you thin them way down. So it's like a quarter color to 3/4 water. It's very, very washy. And then you apply one coat all over and let it dry. The colors that I chose for this tree are Green Accent 57, Forest Green 276. These are all Mako colors. And Country Sage 19. So they're kind of more into that, I want to say more farmy country look than they are traditional trees that we normally do. So we're going to take the 457 first. You always go when you're dry brushing darkest to lightest. That's always a given. You want your base a little bit darker than what your colors are, so that's why I chose black, because these are this accent green's a very, very deep green. So we're gonna use a stiff bristle brush. Make sure that it's clean, it's good. I just used these, so I washed them out a little bit. They're a little bit wet, and it's okay as long as you dry them really good. And then you're gonna dip in the color. You're gonna work it down on a paper towel until it looks like there's barely any color left. And from there, we're gonna dry brush over this piece. And this color is gonna come up very, very quickly. We're gonna go right over those berries. I'm not worried about them. I did them in silver. So, yeah, it'll cover up that green without a problem. So we want this green to be a pretty good base. So this is going to require more dry brushing than the colors that we put on top. But I think the more colors you use, the more depth you get. And you got to actually tip it up a little bit and get these underneath, because this tree has a lot of detail in it. A lot. Which is great for dry brushing. I did these also in a glaze. They're beautiful glaze. It's a completely different look. Okay, so I think we are pretty good with our first coats. That's a light. I can get a little bit more on here, just a smidgen. I think this is going to look a little deeper than the other side. It's real important that you get this base coat good. It's going to require more dry brushing than the rest of it will. The rest of it's going to go up really quickly. Okay, I think we look pretty good. You see the color here? See how this looks so much different? We're going to decide which one we like better. This one's going to be a little deeper. Absolutely, because of the black wash. Okay, so this is good for our first color. So now we're going to go into the, I have all these greens on here. I didn't use this one at all. That's Duncan's 264 bright green. I kind of like the blend of this better than I like the blend of this. So I'm not using that one. This is the forest green. That's what we're going to use next. And I'm not cleaning my brush, just dipping in, taking it down. And you'll see how quickly that comes up, see? And again, don't worry about those berries because we're going to put those berries in silver. You could do gold. If you like gold better, absolutely do a gold. You could do red if you want red berries. I just thought just something a little different. Everybody would do the red. Be prettier with some silver. And there's so much detail on here, so it dry brushes up so nice. Trying to keep my hands off the other side of it, that's all done. Always use the biggest dry brush. This is an 8. The biggest dry brush you can for the area that you're dry brushing with. And use good brushes. God, I can't stress that enough. These have been hard to find. Royal has come out with some they call Majestic. They're an X here. I haven't used them yet. I need to order them. I want to see what they're like. But my Harbridge is selling them. I will probably also sell them. But they look like a decent brush. So I will check it out and let you know on that brush what I think of them. Because I'm pretty finicky about my dry brushes. Okay. I think that's good for the second coat color. And now we're going to go into Country Sage. Whoops. Dip in, work it down, and watch what happens with this. See how quickly? Like I said, once you get your base good, the rest of it is just simple, simple. Look at how pretty. Gotta tip it up so I can see it a little better. Dip in, work it down, and dry brush. Look at that. All right, so let's look at the two different greens. This is the one that I did a black base on. This is the one, I honestly feel that this one has more depth to it, more color. I like the black, I think, better than I do with just the green base. But it was an experiment. I wanted to try it. Pretty. Yeah, very pretty. Okay, now from here, we're just going to take, I've got some metallic silver. I used Duncan's metallic silver, and we're going to take a small brush. This is it right here. I'm going to take a small brush and just paint these berries. So it's just going to be a coat on the berries. And kind of leave that little darker center. There's like where we got the wash in. It kind of stands out. I'm not going to paint on that. I'm kind of painting around it. I mean, if you cover one of them, it's not the end of the world, but I think it just adds a little more depth. When I did them in glazes, I actually painted that back in because that would have covered. Like I said, you could do, now this hole I hit, and it's okay. You could do gold on these berries. You could do white berries. White berries would also be really pretty. White pearl. You know what? I got a white pearl. We're going to try it on one to see what it looks like. We'll get it down at the bottom. And if I don't like it, then I'll go over it in the silver. Like I said, you really can play with these and do so many different things. Let me grab the white pearl. Metallic white pearl, it's called. I'm going to try it. Because, you know, they have the greens that have the white berries. There it is. Okay, so let's wash the silver out and try the white metallic. And see how we like it. This will take more than one coat. The silver only takes one. It's a little heavier consistency than this is. I don't know, I kind of like silver better. Going back to the silver. The white's okay, just okay. And it would take probably 2 to 3 coats to get it covered. So we're not going to play with that. We're going to do it in silver and be done with it. A little bit out of where I want it. If you get color where you don't want it, get a wet brush. It'll come right off. But if you let it dry, then you've got problems of getting it covered. So we're going to do all these in the silver. And then we're going to put some non-fire snow on the tips. And then we'll add a little bit of glitter to the snow. And then I think I'm just going to use little white lights in here. I'm not going to do a color. You could do red, absolutely. Strictly up to you. And I might put a couple reds in just to see which one I like better. Or maybe I'll mix red and white. Could do that also, which might look kind of cool. I'll play. I mean, that's the thing you need to do. You need to be creative. Look at something, think about it, figure out which way you want to go with it. Okay, I think all of my silver balls are done. And then play with it. You know, if you don't like it, you can always change it. It's not a biggie. All right, I'm going to put this on the side. I'm going to get a clean, here we go, plate for the snow and the glitter. And put your piece on a plate so you can gather that glitter back up again. Here's my glitter. And if you do it while the snow is wet, you just sprinkle it on top. If you do it and let the snow dry, then you've got to use some kind of sealer to get the glitter to stick. Mod Podge works, Mako and Duncan both make a gloss and a matte sealer. You can use those. Okay, and now I got to turn this. Let me get my hand underneath it and face it towards you. It might be easier. We're going to just hit these tips. And you've got some drying time here. So don't feel that you have to rush with your glitter. See, I'm just kind of dabbing it on the tips. Any place where snow would naturally fall. The other thing I might do that I didn't do on the other side, and I always like it, I like to spatter in white when we're using the snow, so it looks like the snow has fallen. Okay, so we're just adding this on the tips. I normally wouldn't do it at this angle. I'd stand it upright and look at it, but so you can see what I'm doing. If I got it upright standing towards me, you won't be able to see anything. Okay, let me pull it up. Let's see if I need to add any more. Yeah, I don't want this real heavy. Okay, and now I'm going to take my glitter, which right here, and this is a multicolor glitter. It's white with little other pinky and blue and green in it. And then sprinkle it on top, and you do it over a paper plate so it can gather it back up. Okay, I think we're pretty good. Let me get this out of your way so you can see. Hang on a minute. All right, let me set it down. Okay, let me gather this glitter up before it ends up everywhere else. And cap it. If I could find my cap, I could cap it. Here, okay. Let me get the cap back on here. Get my snow covered up. And then I can turn this tree towards you. Okay, so see? I mean, I really think that's pretty. What I'm going to do, though, I'm definitely going to spatter it with white. So I'm going to take my paper plate. I think I got a clear spot still on here. And I'm going to take and put a little bit of white stain there. If I got some handy. Yep. Okay. And then I'm going to take, I like the denture toothbrushes that you get from Dollar Tree. They're a really good stiff brush. So they work really good for spattering. Try to keep it dry. Okay. Make sure it's dry when you do it. It makes the spattering a little bit better. And then we're going to tip just, see, like that, into there. Run your thumb across it and spatter it. And that's going to look like there's a light coating of snow. Hopefully. Yeah. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Yeah, I definitely think I like it better with the black underneath it. It's a totally different look, but I think it gives you more depth with the black than just base coating it in the green. So there's with the black underneath. Let me turn this up just a little. Maybe, okay. There it is with the black underneath. There it is with the green underneath. So yeah, it's a different look. And I'll get the lights and then I'll post it when it's all done. All right, guys, thanks for watching.